I unplugged the router and my husband came to bed for the first time in months. So this has been going on for like 4 or 5 months now. Dylan and I have been married 3 years, and honestly the first 2 were fine. Normal. We'd watch stuff together, go to bed at the same time, actually talk. Then sometime around last summer he got into this online game with his buddies from college, and it just took over everything. At first I didn't say anything because I get it, people need hobbies. But it went from an hour after dinner to him disappearing into the office the second we finished eating and not coming out until 3 or 4 in the morning. I'd hear him in there through the wall, laughing, yelling at the screen, doing that whisper shout thing so he wouldn't wake me. Except he did wake me. Every night, I started going to bed alone. I'd feel him crawl in next to me at like 3:30 a.m., freezing cold and smelling like the energy drinks he lives on now, and then he'd sleep till noon on the weekends. We stopped having dinner across from each other because he'd take his plate into the office. I can't remember the last time we watched a movie. I can't remember the last time he touched me that wasn't him rolling over half asleep. I tried talking to him. Like actually tried, not nagging. I sat him down one Sunday and said, I feel like I'm living with a roommate who I never see. And he goes, you're being dramatic, it's just a game. I said, it's not just the game, it's that you're gone. You're here, but you're gone. He said he'd cut back. He did not cut back. Then a couple weeks ago, I had a really bad day at work, like crying in my car bad, and I came home and asked if we could just get takeout and sit on the couch together. He said, yeah, give me 20 minutes, we've got a raid. 20 minutes turned into me eating cold pad thai by myself at 9 p.m. and him not coming out at all. That was kind of the moment for me. Something just went quiet inside. So last Thursday, I made a decision. I waited until he was in there, headset on, mid whatever, and I went into the hallway closet where the router is and I just unplugged it. Both cables. And then I sat down on the couch and waited. It took maybe 15 seconds. I heard the chair scrape and then, what the babe? Babe, is the Wi-Fi down? He came stomping out in his socks holding his laptop. The internet's out, can you call the company? I looked at him and said, I unplugged it. He kind of laughed like he didn't hear me right. You what? Why would you do that? Because I wanted to talk to my husband, and this is the only way I could figure out how to reach him. He got annoyed, real fast. Okay, this is insane. Plug it back in, the guys are waiting on me. I said, the guys are always waiting on you. I've been waiting on you for 5 months. And he just stood there. And I could see it kind of land on him, like he actually heard it for once. He said, they're gonna kick me from the group. And I said, then they'll kick you. I'm your wife. He didn't say anything for a long time. Then he set the laptop down on the counter and he goes, real quiet, I didn't know it was this bad. And I said, that's the problem, Dylan. You didn't know because you weren't here to know. He came and sat next to me on the couch. First time in, I honestly can't tell you how long. We didn't even do anything dramatic. We just sat there. And then around 11, he said, you coming to bed? Like it was a normal thing to ask. Like it wasn't the first time he'd said it in months. So I went to bed and he came with me. And he actually slept next to me the whole night instead of crawling in at 4 and passing out. Now here's the part that's got me a little heated. His friends have been blowing up his phone all weekend. And one of them, Marcus, actually texted me saying I was controlling and that I made Dylan lose his rank and that a real partner would support his interests. Dylan showed me the text kind of laughing about it, waiting for me to laugh too. I didn't laugh. I said, the router stays unplugged during the week. If you want it plugged in, it goes on a timer that shuts off at 10. That's the deal now. He blinked at me and said, you can't just make rules like that. And I said, I already did. You can plug it back in, but I'm not going back to sleeping alone so you can grind levels with a guy who thinks he gets a say in my marriage. The router's still in the closet. He hasn't touched it.